In order to explain the ad hoc commands, we're going to use an example. So what I've done is I'm currently in my home directory for Ansible, or the user Ansible, and I have a directory called base. If I log into base, there's an inventory file there. And if I do a cat on inventory, you can check it out and see what's in it. And it has my two managed nodes, Ansible 1 and Ansible 2. So these are two ungrouped nodes, and that's what we're going to run the operation on that I'm about to show you. Also, beside this, there's a ansible.cfg file that you can take a look at. If I do an ls here, the first file you see is ansible.cfg. So if I do a cat on ansible.cfg, this is just a default or a generic file that I have created. It starts with a default. The remote user equals Ansible, host key checking equals false, inventory is equal to inventory, and then the privilege section. So that's what these two files look like. And the command that I'm going to run is Ansible ungrouped, because I have two ungrouped hosts, -m user -a, and then I'm going to use a username, name equals Mark. So let's take a look at what this actually is talking about. To start with, there's the Ansible command, which is the command for running ad hoc commands. Next, you need to specify on which host you want to run the ad hoc commands, which is accounted by the ungrouped. As I showed you, my inventory file, it has an ungrouped section which has two nodes in it, Ansible 1 and Ansible 2. So that's what we're going to look at. Instead of saying all, I could have used all for all the nodes in there. And the third part is the element refers to the module that you want to run. A module is a script that is executed by Ansible to perform a specific task. In our sample command, the module gets called up by the -m option, and the specific module that we are calling in this example is the module user. Finally, you need to provide argument to the module by using the -a option. In an ad hoc command, all arguments are provided between double quotes, and for that we are using name equals Mark in this case. So if we run this command, it's supposed to check all hosts, all the ungrouped hosts, and see if Mark is already present. If it's not present, it's going to say it's changing the files and adding Mark on those two nodes. So let's check it out. It's going to take a few seconds for it to do it, and it's going to come back with the output. Okay, as you can see, both my nodes have been changed, and it has added the home Mark and added the default shell, provided a user ID for them, and so this is it. Okay, now check out if I run the same command again, see what kind of output we get. So exactly the same command one more time. And this time, instead of saying changed, now it's saying success, because the change was already made by the previous command. So now the system doesn't have to, or this command doesn't have to change anything. And since I am on a desktop kind of environment, so I'm showing different colors as well. It's kind of a golden color for the first time for the output, but the next time is changed to green and is saying success for both. That means the user Mark was already added, so there was no change that was needed to be made. Okay, now I have made some change in our inventory file. If I do a cat on inventory, you can see all it has now is the two ungrouped nodes. It doesn't have web and DB servers and all those different groups anymore. Okay, in order to list all the hosts in the inventory file, we're going to use Ansible all -m user -a, and then we're going to search for name equals Mark to instruct the user module to create a user with the name Mark. As a matter of fact, let's try a different one this time. Let's try John this time. And you can see it came back with changed, and now we have a user named John in the home directory that's been created. Okay, again we're going to run the same command, and this time we should see success instead of changed. And sure enough, it's changed to success. So you must be getting a hang of it now, how to run the ad hoc commands in Ansible. Now in this next one, I'm going to show you how to use the command module. So Ansible all -m, and this is the command module, and we're going to instruct it with the -a, and we're going to ask it to show us the ID of the last user that we created. So ID for John. So that's what's supposed to do on all the hosts. So let's see if it comes back with the output. Sure enough, and again it says changed, and it shows the unique ID of the user John on both of our machines, Ansible 1 and Ansible 2. So once we are done with our testing, now we want to go ahead and remove the user John. Ansible all -m user -a name equals John, state equals absent. And now it's changed, and the user John has been removed. If I run the command for the second time, then you'll see a success and telling us that the state is now changed to absent on both the machines. Okay, let's use modules again for an example. If I were to do Ansible all -m and then ping, it's supposed to ping all of the machines which are listed in the inventory. And you have success on both of our Ansible 1 and Ansible 2 nodes with the ping command.